I was muted. Hello everyone, welcome back to Action Taimanin. It's Taimanin Tuesday. That means more booty ninja girls. I don't think we got an announcement for this, but it is a rerun, so we've done this before. And we're going to be playing white. Let's hammer some hooligans, shall we? What beautiful weather. If it weren't for the mission, I would have been a perfect day. Ew. Muttering to herself as she looked up at the sky from the pier was a striking beauty with tan skin that radiated health and jet black hair. Fuma Amane. I never thought the day would come when I'd be investigating this island. An island with a bad history involving the young master. Hydration time. This is Kotrara Island. It was a small resort island in Southeast Asia that lived off tourism, but now it's more well known as the starting point of a major event that shaped world affairs. Where Momochi Toyo's biochemical terror attempt took place, the place where the whole world took notice of his rampage. Before Kotrara Island could recover from the aftermath of the event and be rebuilt, one side of the island was scorched in flames thanks to the hiring demon Astaroth, the Queen of Inferno, going on a frenzy. Even after that, she wanted to make the side of the island her base of operations. In the human world, because she was so temperamental, she left the island often. Because of this, neither the UFS, the Chinese Union, nor Gosha could track her exact whereabouts. She was completely unpredictable. That unpredictable Astaroth is back at Kotrara Island. Is there a specific reason, or is she just bored? Knowing her personality, her reason is unclear. Perhaps it would be more accurate to say incomprehensible. Gosha, unable to uncover the truth, dispatched Fuma Amane to find out why she was on the island. Normally, this shouldn't have been a solo mission. No, this is also for you, Master. I'll try anything I'm capable of. Just as she thought, she may have to fight against a high-ranking demon. And if that happens, Amane alone cannot fend her off. Alone. But the constant shortage of Taimanins and frequent mission dispatches to deal with the increase in crime, and most of all when Taimanins lost the trust of the public due to false accusations. To prove their innocence, the vast majority of the Taimanins are going around the world, starting with UFS or the Chinese Union. Fuma Amane is a close associate and self-proclaimed butler of Fuma Kotaro, captain of the task force, and lead of the Fuma clan. Under normal circumstances, Amane too would have been treated as a person of interest and subjected to near-detention measures. Because she was not directly involved with the task force, she wasn't sanctioned and was able to move relatively easily. However, because she is a close associate of Fuma Kotaro and can go around with relative ease, she was given many dangerous and difficult missions. A sinister form of bullying, I'm sure. Fuma clan is rumored to be favored by Igawa Asagi, the head of all Taimanins. Though she couldn't be sanctioned directly, Amane felt they were likely hoping she'd die in an accident during a mission, or from something like exhaustion due to overwork. This mission as well, given the possibility of facing Astaroth, one of the strongest in the Demon Realm, virtually made this mission near impossible. Usually, the mission would be carried out with a more precise plan, with a team each to infiltrate and escape. Let's not get ahead of myself and turn out the way I thought. Kochara Island, which was once a vacation spot, is no more. Amane, too, is not dressed in her own clothes for a vacation. She is dressed in a rugged Taima suit and stepped onto the island. Initially, Amane was going to scour the entire island and gather some information without entering Astaroth's territory. That's... Just hours after she began investigating the island, she came across a suspicious individual, neither succubus nor inferno demon. She inspects the area on high alert and proceeds deeper into the dangerous part of the island. It is impossible to not be suspicious of this behavior. This is, I forgot her name. Kara Cromwell's, subordinate. Krishna, I think? I don't think it's one of Astaroth's minions. As she hid herself and continued to spy on them, they looked around and continued to go deeper into the island. They could be hostile, or a member of a rival organization. If not, there's no need for them to be that curious or cautious. If they are fellow Taimanin or related to us, they wouldn't be acting so cautiously. Could I approach them and extract information from them? Not only from the information Amane knows, but she's also never seen this individual from Gosha's database either. It's hard to say they're a newcomer, looking at how they move. If they do belong to an organization, then they're either highly skilled enough to have remained undetected until now, or part of a third party that has not been involved in global affairs so far. It's important to find out their stance, whether or not they're an enemy. I hope they're not thorough. I hope they're not, though. If she is, though, then she'd have to admit that there's a new enemy, but on the other hand, she could use her to lead her to Astaroth. Amane thought to herself and continued to follow her into the island. You there, what are you doing? Damn. However, because Amane was still in a relatively safe area of the island, and had her attention focused on that person, she had completely let her guard down. Here? You're a Taimanin. The Inferno Demon took one look at Amane's suit and made that judgment, then immediately fired a flame into the air instead of an alarm. But Amane hit the flame down. I'm going to finish you before you call for backup. Unfortunately, Amane is not playable, so... that outfit's something special. Ooh. Oh my goodness, right, you're so slow. I wonder how it calculates the crit rate for Yaksha's judgment. I need to but if it bypasses the critical, like check, then that makes it really good. But if it just gives you a ridiculous critical stat boost when you use the Yaksha's judgment, then that could theoretically be not as good, depending on what that number I don't like this hammer all that much. It does remind me of does look like a Monster Hunter hammer though. Would that bra bite my fingers if I tried to touch her? From the chaos caused by Momochi Toyo to the involvement of the UFS and Chinese Union, and the appearance of Astaroth, the situation on Kochara Island was constantly in flux. Due to the covert actions of the task force, a mutual non-aggression agreement has been established for now, and things may appear to have settled down, but that's only on the surface. Astaroth's demons, who have been picking on all sorts of fights against Taimanins or forces of similar size, gradually abandoned their attitude of looking down on humans and started to react sensitively to intrusions and were alert. Which is why the Inferno Demon called for backup first, even though it was only a Mane. Thus, crud, there are too many of them. I know I was focused on that one individual, but not noticing any others approach me. They move like they've been specially trained. It's probably a commander giving out orders. Someone who's the complete opposite of that free-spirited and outrageous high-rank demon. I underestimated them, thinking demons look down on humans. But they've been spying on me, scheming, and waiting for me to become tired. Amane had killed many Inferno demons already, but demons do not get emotional when other demons fall. They prioritize surrounding Amane and tiring her out. If this continues, the fight will last forever. The fight lasted for a few dozen minutes, and in the end... is this it? Amane was surrounded by dozens of Inferno demons, and she was glaring at them. Surrender. We won't kill you. You'll be a rare toy that can entertain Queen Astaroth. It's a good thing you showed up. If not for you, one of us would have died instead. What are you talking? Before Amane could finish the sentence, the atmosphere suddenly filled with tension. Fuma Amane had already experienced countless missions and battlefields where she was confident that she had nerves of steel, but even she broke into a cold sweat at the change. Swallowing the bone-chilling fear, she turns towards the area where she felt the change in atmosphere. How long had she been there? Astaroth, the Queen of Inferno herself, had an arrogant grin and looked down at Amane. Astaroth, who suddenly appeared in front of Amane, had an arrogant grin and looked down at her with a somewhat bored facial expression. As Amane froze due to the overwhelming atmosphere, the Inferno demons bound her. Queen Astaroth, she's a Taimanin who's been snooping around your territory. Snooping around? Have you come to investigate this island? My territory? Astaroth's eyes narrowed as she asked her. Just that alone added to the overwhelming pressure, and Amane, forcing herself not to tremble, stared back at her with all the defiance she could muster. Moved by the desperate determination not to be crushed in spirit, Astaroth's sadistic urges seemed to be stirred. Her lip curled into a crescent-shaped, unsettling smile. So many unwanted guests. Whatever, the more entertainment, the better. From the lips beautifully tinted like fresh blood, a voice rang out, light as the sound of a bell, clear and vividly sharp. The expression she wore was so beautiful it could have been captured in a painting. And yet, to Amane, it could only be described as evil. She felt a chill run down her spine as a cold sweat began to form on her back. Taimanin, you are guilty for 3 reasons. First, guilty of attempting to find the land of the Queen of Inferno without permission. Second, my minions were willing to let you go unharmed, yet you committed unjust violence and resisted them. Third, you stand before the Queen, yet you do not provide me entertainment and made me bored. Do you have any questions? Listening to Astaroth's sudden words, Amane was confused. It was absurd, and she was forcing it. But Amane did not refute. Even if she wanted to, there's no point. She's the Queen of Inferno. Right now, she was likely one of the most incomprehensible and most powerful high-ranking demons in the human world. Even if she tried to argue, it was easy to predict that it would only serve as a pretext to be killed, or toyed with. Although, I didn't think Astaroth herself would show up. Let's just be happy that I saved the trouble of searching and the time of thinking about how to approach her. Let's move on from the fact that I'm bound and forced to my knees. Do you have anything to say? Amane didn't answer her. Astaroth nodded with a smile that seemed to approve of Amane's attitude. But I am a merciful queen. I shall give you a chance to repent for your sins. Repent? The trial by duel. It seems that when humans were unable to reach a verdict, they used to settle it with the duel between the two, with the winner being declared innocent. Humans, so barbaric, making a spectacle out of trials and making a laughing stock out of killing each other. Well, the innocent win. I like that. The winner's the just one. Demons are also the same as humans in that fashion. Astaroth chuckled, Amane bit her lips. It felt as if the entire human race was made of fool, but that quickly faded. Hoo hoo hoo. As foolish humans once did, win and prove your innocence, Taimanin. Fight against someone? Can I choose who? Normally I would fight you, but you have no chance against me alone. Mane was assured this, but wasn't offended. No matter how skilled of a Taimanin she is not arrogant. That's a typo right there. This is not supposed to be capitalized. She's not arrogant enough to think that she can square up against a high-rank demon all alone. I'll set you up with a great opponent. If you entertain me like your life depends on it, you might have a chance to survive. Amane had no choice but to accept, because when you've been captured and bound, even escape wasn't possible. Untie her, let the trial begin. Is she really going to make me fight? Now, let's begin the first trial. Let's see, what were you guilty of? Attempting to investigate my territory, was it? Right then, the defendant, which is you, Taimanin, and the demon who bored me and wasted my time, come forward. Is that demon my opponent then? Excuse me, Your Honor, why are there so many of them? Oh, my, Your Honor, you certainly are aware of your current situation. You're quick. Like I said, why are there so many? There's more than 10 opponents. This isn't a duel, it's a brawl. I never said it was one-on-one. If you want to survive, fight for your life and win. Because I'll kill you if your fight bores me. It's okay, I've got a hammer. Okay, so I get it. Yaksha's Judgment now has the added effect of reducing the cooldown of my other skills. That makes white really, really strong. That is almost unreal. Like, I am almost insulted at how I look at that. Especially with healing rate. I don't think I'm a big fan of that navel piercing. I think it doesn't look as good as like her base one. Like I think her base navel piercing looks a lot better. Let's see. Let's zoom in and enhance, shall we? Costume. Yeah, I think this one doesn't look as good as her normal one. Yeah, I think like the stud is better, which is like most of her outfits except for the bunny one, because the bunny one covers her belly. Not this one too. This one. Wouldn't this be uncomfortable? This is right over where it'd be, right? Yeah, that belt, like that belt buckle is right where the navel piercing would be. Wouldn't that be uncomfortable? I mean, I guess you could take it off, but... And here I was thinking you'd bring me elite fighters. If you thought that I would be down by those demons, you clearly underestimated me. Winning the first round of the trial, Mane took a deep breath and glared at Astaroth. Ooh, not bad. It was satisfying. With that, I forgive your sin of making me bored. Queen Astaroth, the first sin of that Taimanin was the sin for trying to find the land of the Queen of the Inferno. Is that so? Well, then that sin is forgiven. It's obvious Astaroth herself didn't really care about Amane's sins. She was just using Amane because she was bored. If she is letting her guard down, then there might be a chance for an opening. But at the same time, investigating the whereabouts of Astaroth was her mission objective, and the situation wasn't that bad to meet that objective. While she was thinking of using the situation to her advantage, the trial for her second sin As to who would be her next challenge, the demon started to chatter. Her next challenger is important, but a place this open is quite boring. Also, it is rather bothersome to progress the trial at the same time. Astaroth murmured whimsically, and said that she would change the pace of the duel. For now, whatever the outcome, it is better to play along with this poor axe. Play along with the trial of the three sins and gather as much information about Astaroth as possible. Amane thought and was captured willingly, following Astaroth, who moved immediately. They arrived at a certain ruin. Once taken care of by the owners, the beautiful mansion and garden was now in ruins, dirty without any sign of its past glory. While heading toward the ruins, Amane's excellent hearing caught the sound of battle. When she turned to look at it, there was someone fighting from far away. That's the person from earlier. She was against the Inferno demons, I see. As Fuma Amane was being played with the so-called trial by duel in front of Astaroth, on one part of Kotora Island was another woman fighting as demons surrounded her. Jeez, they're endless. I don't see how this is a duel. Her name was Martika Krishna. That's her name, Martika Krishna. As Kara's bodyguard and private assassin. Oh, she was the Bloodlord, Kara Cromwell's favorite servant, and also a Hell Knight. That's Kara's bodyguard and private assassin. Sorry about that. She wields the great chainsaw Shiva, which has the power to even make mincemeat out of Inferno demons, who are considered to have the skills of a middle-ranked demon. Marika also has powerful strength as a Hell Knight, and she had come here on her master Kara's orders to investigate Astaroth. But to meet her as soon as I entered the island, what bad luck. Marika frowned at the Inferno demons coming up at her and held Shiva up at them. She was also in the middle of the trial by duel, which is part of her Astaroth's amusement. Marika's sins were the same as Fumamane's, the sin for trying to find the land of the Queen of the Inferno, and the sins of the demons she was fighting against were not taking good care of the Queen's base, so it seems. It's the same for her to go through 3 duels to be free from her sins. The chainsaw blade, dirty with blood and flesh, comes to life. The sharp mechanical sound echoed in the area. But what's worse than death is to make Astaroth mad. To make her bored, and the Inferno demons who knew this attack Marika without fear. I'm actually worried about like getting hard mode missions in this character as White, because I'm getting hit a lot because White is very slow. Yeah, I just got stunned out of my Yaksha joke. $9 million damage almost. Wow. You're back. I'm finished. Is this enough for you? After making mincemeats out of dozens of Inferno demons taking a break, Marika glared at Astaroth, who appeared soon after and muttered. She too had been exposed during her infiltration, and just like Amane, or rather, she was already caught up in the ridiculous charade known as trial by duel. It seemed like some time had passed after the fight, and her breathing was stable, and she still seemed to have some strength left in her. Even so, she didn't run and waited, because she was likely being wary of Astaroth, who hadn't shown up since the trial had started, rather than the demons surrounding her. And so, in front of Marika, Amane, who was tied up by an Inferno demon just like her, showed up. Marika sent a confused look toward the other prisoner, and Amane did so too. They didn't talk to each other, not quite figuring out who was who, and the tension between them was destroyed by a woman's voice from the sky. I see this one has passed the first trial. This one? That means this woman is also? Marika asked, and Amane nodded briefly. Realizing that Amane was in the same situation as herself, being framed for some stupid sin, Marika's suspicion against her loosened up a bit. I'm the victim here, you know? Intruding someone's house barefooted and bullying my men, the culprits pretend to be innocent. Of course, I should take matters in my own hands, shouldn't I? Jeez, what nonsense. Hoo. I wonder how long you can keep up that arrogant attitude, Astaroth said with excitement and smiled at the two people. If someone who didn't know her saw that, it would have been a beautiful smile that would have taken that person's heart, but now there's no knowing what she was thinking of that smile, so it was terrifying. It's just that you two have committed the same crimes, trying to find me, hurting my men, and making me bored. So since you both have the same sins, I'm going to start both of your trials at the same time to finish this quickly. Suit yourself. Is this okay? I don't know who you are, but that one just doesn't listen to others as if she wants to do something. If things don't go as planned, she throws a fit. The problem is, it's on another level. Amane heard Marika and agreed to it. If they both resist here, Astaroth would be excited to kill them. They had no means of resistance against Astaroth, a high-ranking demon. They had no chance of winning as well. Then it's best to listen to her and play along. That would let us last longer, and maybe we can come up with an escape plan. Amane was thinking the same. They couldn't find an escape route, so they had to buy time and look for an opening. The second trial will be here, in the streets. Do you try your best on the next one too? I can't die yet. Against those flames of the Queen of Inferno, even I can't stand against it. Marika nodded at Astaroth's words and looked at Amane. I too can't die in a place like this. I'll return to my master, I promise. With renewed resolve, Amane fixed Astaroth with a challenging look. I like your face right now. Please try hard to entertain, to prove your innocence. As Astaroth finished her sentence, Amane and Marika exchanged glances. Like she said, this was just a poorly made play. An entertainment to satisfy Astaroth's sadism. They realized that once more.
Nareしいわね。ただの一時的協力って言ったでしょ?
I need a drink. Okay. Day 2, they were just chilling the entire time. Trial by duel, Day 2, second trial. Amane and Marika had a light conversation in the streets that they were dragged out from. Amane told her that she was here to check on the island as a member of the Taimanins. She didn't tell her that she was the butler of the Fuma clan and that she was just Amane, a Taimanin. Marika also told her that she was a demon sharing the same purpose, and didn't reveal that her master was Bloodlord Carol Cromwell and that she was also a vampire. how to survive this petty play. Even if we win these so-called trials, the chance of survival will be pretty low. Originally, they were supposed to go against each other as Taimanin and the demon, but the situation made the two of them lose that thought. Survive and escape this place. They shared the exact same goal and they knew they had to use everything they've got. Hence the reason for introducing themselves to each other briefly, not asking questions and silently agreeing to cooperate. I can't play along with Astaroth's ways forever. I'll survive and escape. Even if the trials are over, if she isn't satisfied, she'll just find another reason to blame us. Yes, this was just another entertainment for Astaroth, so if she doesn't get the ending she wants, she'll keep on blaming them for petty things. The ending the Queen of Inferno wants would be their defeat, which gives a headache. Let us start the second trial. Bring the sinners. Astaroth commanded and his subordinates, the Inferno demons brought out the said sinners. What bad taste. Yes, bad taste, and unpleasant abominations. The monsters who have sinned for irritating me. The monsters that appeared next were malformed, resembling insect or worms, along with beasts or real Inferno demons who were sinners as well. Take care of the fast ones. I'll take on the hard, tough ones. Okay. As Marika turned on her favorite weapon, the chainsaw Shiva, Amane didn't reply. She just took out her favorite kunai. There was a co-op battle off the hook. The two people were taking out the ending with teamwork, which is unbelievable considering that they were fighting together for the first time. Chainsaw attacks are convenient, tearing the part where it hits. Anywhere it hits is deadly, good for pushing back the enemy. The throwing knives, the kunai, she's really skilled at it, reading my movements and taking precise care of my blind spots. Acknowledging each other's skills mid-battle, the two people helped each other in the best way they could. Even if they were outnumbered 10 to 1, the sheer difference in individual skill and support from each other as professionals had balanced the skill. Good, this much resistance needs to be shown. How entertaining. Bring that thing out as prepared. That demonic beast? It's even dangerous to bring it here. That's why I said bring it. A trial without danger. That's no fun, is it? If Astaroth said so, her subordinates would have to comply. With heavy footsteps of despair, they brought it as she commanded. That thing is here. A behemoth. I've never heard of such a demonic beast dwelling within these lands. Yes, I found it during my trials, so I brought it because I thought it would be fun. Now then, sinners, how much more can you resist?
さあ行くわよ
I could just bonk the beast in the bullet, right? So,
癒しの波動行くわよこれこれ
yeah, let's start up on that initial attack for like so slow. The Yaksha's judgment is like super strong, but it takes so long. Nice. Alright, who's the boss? Oh. Oh, it's one of these things.
Yaksha no
And now for the final mission of the event. Or at least the final story mission of the event. Marvelous, yes, this fight was certainly entertaining. Since Seems like it is quite hard to face such a giant with two people. Hearing Astaroth tap, Marika looked at Amane, worrying that she was pushing herself to the limit to support her. Amane was distracting the behemoth with her kunai, but that made her get attacked more often than Marika. Besides, I'm a vampire. That Taimanin should have less stamina than I do. Can we continue on with the next battle at this state? She was worried, but Amane forced herself to catch her breath with a deep inhale, and looked at Astaroth tauntingly. With that, I forgive your sin of not listening to my men when they tried to send you back nicely and using violence against them. Let's see, where shall I make you fight next? The beaches or the mountains? While Astaroth was thinking about where to hold the next one, Amane pulled on Marika's shirt. Can you call that a shirt? Like, can you call this a shirt? I don't think this is a shirt. I have a good idea. Care to cooperate? What a coincidence. I too just thought of my idea. The details of the idea were the same for both, and they smiled together, feeling the bond that had been forged when they fought together, risking their lives. Don't waste time and start the third trial. It's just going to be a wave of weaklings anyways. Amane shouted after discussing with Marika, and Astaroth, who was watching them from above, smiled. Or is this an enemy whose mind hasn't been broken and doesn't give up, was always welcome. They were worth breaking. You wanted to fight that badly. Good. If fighting is what you want, then let it happen. Enemies prepared for the final trial appeared in the arena as soon as Astaroth raised her right hand.
さあ行くわよ。これがフレンチ返しよこれやこれでよこれでヤシャのサブフレンチ返しよ癒しの波動よこれでフレンチ返しヤシャのサブフレンチ
Just like those before, the final trial was also about eliminating waves of demons. And on top of that, the opponents were just the ones, her opponents were ones Astaroth herself had handpicked, beings with just enough strength and numbers to put up a decent fight. However, they were no match for the seasoned Taimanin, Fuma, Amane, and Marika Krishna, the right-handed Bloodlord, and their numbers visibly dwindled as time went on. Now, Marika, don't you fail Amane? The two initiated the escape plan as they prepared, calling each other. They came up with a plan during the fleeting moment of distraction when Astaroth, still undecided about the content of the final trial, had let her guard down. Thank you for the raid, Phoenix. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Taimanin Tuesday. Their plan: take advantage of the moment during the duel when the numbers of demons had thinned and each flee in opposite directions. Only Astaroth was strong enough to stop them, and she was just one person. If they split it two ways, one would surely make it out alive, and if Astaroth hesitated, both could escape to safety at full speed. At least that was the plan. Gah! What? However, Astaroth set the entire area ablaze in an instant, creating a wall of flames to prevent them from escaping. With the flames so intense that even the Inferno demons, supposedly resistant to fire, were burned alive. Several of them were consumed and vanished within the blaze. Yeah, I wouldn't want to work for Astaroth. Ahaha, I knew it. If you're going to run, the only chance would be when the number of enemies started to thin out. Disappointing, that's the only tactic you can come up with. Astaroth, who saw through Amane and Marika's escape plan, descended to the center of the arena. The sin to be pardoned in the final trial is failing to entertain the Queen of Inferno as your audience, thus boring her. But luckily for you, you still have a second chance. I, the Queen, will be your opponent. Entertain you with all your life and soul. I can just bonk her once, I think, and I win. Yeah. Easy mode. That's absurd power. Amane, do you have any bright ideas or secret moves? I want to say I do, but I can't use it like this. I need more time, and leave it to me. Madoka came forward as if to shield Amane and confronted Astaroth. The vampire Madoka confronted Astaroth head-on with her resilience and strength, but it was something she couldn't withstand for even a few seconds. When flesh burns, throat scorches, and internal organs are seared, even a vampire's strength and resilience are useless. Only her healing ability kept her alive, allowing her to hold off Astaroth for just for a brief moment. And at that moment, Amane made her move. A move or her move? A move. Oh, did the repeated despair make you crazy? Enduring the raging flames that even sought to scorch a vampire's body to ashes, Amane launched herself at Astaroth. However, that action was by no means one to despair. As if possessed by fire itself, Amane's left eye was stained with deep crimson. Her secret move, Evil Eye, Do Tengan. Get down! The moment she shouted, Amane's left hand, her cyborg arm, unleashed a powerful surge of radiant light. The surge of light puts out the blazing flames on her body and engulfs Astaroth whole. After the enormous shock amid the rising dust clouds, Amane let out a deep sigh as she struggled to move her sparking left hand. While the evil eye is active, she absorbs the kinetic energy of all objects she comes into contact with, reducing it to zero. And then the energy is stored within her body, then unleashed as her own. This is the power of her evil eye, Do Tengan, her secret move. However, it cannot absorb the power of Astaroth flames. So then how did she manage to accumulate that energy? The answer is Madoka's chainsaw, Shiva. What incredible power. I didn't know you had such an ability. Wait, are you okay, Amane? While Madoka was holding off Astaroth, Amane put the chainsaw on herself to gather kinetic energy. It is a rather reckless tactic, but... Though it was just for a moment, Amane's exposure to Astaroth flames left her drained and in searing pain, forcing her on her knees. Put together, Amane, now's the time to escape. Madoka was trying to escape, supporting Amane, but through the clouds of dust that started to disappear. I'll admit that actually hurt a little. I suppose I could give you some praise for that, but I only used less than 30% of my power. Is this really all you got? Brushing off her arm slightly hurt from withstanding the power of Do Tengan, Astaroth emerged, unshaken. At first, Astaroth's voice sounded surprised, even pleased, but gradually it shifted to one of boredom tinged with disappointment. The Do Tengan's maximum power had indeed damaged Astaroth, but that was it. There would be no second strike. Having realized this, Astaroth grew bored. Like a child who found a fun toy, who immediately realized this is no good anymore. After playing with it a little bit, boredom swiftly took hold. With that feeling in her gaze, Astaroth raised her right hand in the air. You have been found not guilty of any other crime, but couldn't get away with the fact that you didn't amuse me. Right after she ended her words, a giant fireball appeared in the air. The fireball conjured by Astaroth's powers became so enormous that the demons around them started to run away. This is where it all ends. Forgive me, young master. That much of a power, I can't handle it. Despite that, Amane and Madoka kept staring at Astaroth. There was no way they could escape here, but the spirit was still on. Hoo, I like it when enemies are so feisty. Astaroth swung down her right hand. In reaction, the giant fireball in the air fell. It didn't land on the ground. Instead, it exploded in midair. Immediately after the sound of the explosion, the cloud above their heads disappeared and... There you are, Madoka. Lady Kara, a snow white woman in black clothes, Kara Cromwell, standing before Amane and Madoka before they knew it. Kara Cromwell, the Bloodlord, quite an entrance. Funny you should say so. You made quite a scene here, Astaroth, Queen of the Inferno. Bloodlord? The Bloodlord? One of the 9 lords of the demon realm? Amane heard much about the name. One of the 9 lords who were the most strongest in the demon world. She rarely shows herself in the field, so information on her is too little, but at the same time, it is said that she is a human-friendly vampire, although this was Amane's first time to meet her. It seemed that Kara and Madoka knew each other, or at least Madoka was subordinate to her. It seemed that Kara... Is it Kara or Kara? I keep switching between them. I mean, I'm guessing it's Kara, because that's how it's said. Yeah, I'll say Kara. I'll try to say Kara for now. Kara Cromwell. Cromwell. Okay. It seemed that Kara and Madoka knew each other. Hello, Scholar Rebel. If evil, why hot? I get this vibe. The 3 on the left are good. The 1 on the right is evil. So, hello, Shiva. It seemed that Kara and Madoka knew each other, or at least Madoka was subordinate to her, seeing that Kara cared about Madoka who fought with Amane. I came all the way to Kotar since Monica didn't return, nor did you call me, and, as I expected, forgive me, I was stuck here. It's okay, now that I know you're alive. I mean, a fireball that small can't kill anything. Astaroth's smile became wider as Kara talked as if she was provoking Astaroth. Astaroth must be uncomfortable with Kara's remarks that treated the flame from one of the most powerful demons, the Queen of the Inferno, like a small fireball. If evil white hot, if evil white hot, every character in this game is like pretty sexy, so. Oh, I haven't introduced myself. The impulsive queen who puts the entire world in danger, sitting on Kotara Island. That is you, right? You're too arrogant for a person to put their dirty feet in my territory. Careful, I might make you cry like your younger brother. Did you hear that? Marika's face paled at once. She put both hands on the ground because she thought even she couldn't see things straight, as if she had severe anemia, even though she was a vampire. The younger brother of the Bloodlord. Are you okay, Marika? I'm alright. Mane, listen carefully to what I say. Get away from here now. Then Marika tried to send Mane away by pushing her shoulders while Astaroth was preoccupied with Kara. The reason was simple. Kara was giving off killing intent from her entire body. Her killing intent was thick enough to be seen, pure and so evil that it seemed to work face. Astaroth's smile twisted her lips like a crescent moon for the intense killing intent that even Amane hadn't experienced. You mistreated my subordinate. I challenge you to a classic duel for that crime. The Queen of the Inferno will not chicken out and flee from here, will she? A 30-year-old child can threaten better than you. Alright, I accept. I think I can finally have an exciting battle. Astaroth was being ridiculous, but Kara too was picking a fight for the same ridiculous reasons. I guess all high-rank demons are so erratic. Then Marika firmly grabbed Amane's shoulders. Go! Thanks to Lady Kara's attack, the wall of flame surrounding us vanished. Escape through there. What about you, Marika? I'll be alright. This won't kill me, and what kind of servant am I if I abandon my master? Ugh. Amane gave up persuading Marika, because if she were in her position, she would never leave Fuma Kotaro behind. Go, it's okay, we'll meet again, perhaps as enemies though, said Marika, activating her favorite weapon. What are you talking about, Marika? You too, step back. At that moment, a tiny fireball shot at Marika was torn by Kara's nail. The impact was as if a missile exploded in her face, but Kara wasn't hurt at all. I'll fight with you, I can be a shield. This is also another play. The fight between lords is generally like that. A subordinate who becomes a casualty in a fight that's fought in games is a bigger loss. Kara had a point. There was no end in a fight between high-rank demons. If anything, they're close to immortal. No one would die in the battle, and battle ends until they've had enough. This means the existence of a servant here can only mean disadvantage. As a matter of fact, infernal demons or beasts that were Astaroth subordinates burned to death just from the heat of her flames. Besides, you made friends with Taimanins. You need to take us a few steps back in order for us to keep that relationship. Kara's words enlightened Marika. Although Mane is a Taimanin, and some parts of her are machinery, she's a human being. She can't withstand the heat of Astaroth, which kills even demons, and just being here drained her stamina to the point that she couldn't move. Understood. Marika replied in a squeaky voice, finding herself pathetic for being useless. She held Amane up and left. From now on, I need to consider having a friendly relationship with Taimanins. Oh, why bother? You'll die here. Immediately after, Astaroth shot a fireball at Marika's back as she fled. Each fireball was as hot as magma, more than 10 of them. But Kara shot every one of them down, creating numerous small holes in the ground. The heat enough is to easily melt concrete or asphalt, but not enough to burn the skin of the Bloodlord. Oh, mildly warm. I can't even tan my skin with this. While you say that, your hair seems a little burnt. The burnt tip looks good on your white hair, Lady Bloodlord. I think we're safe here. Breathe slowly. Your throat must be burning and sore. Thank you, but Mane finally escaped the range of the heat emitted by Astaroth and took a deep breath of fresh air. The sound of explosions that had stopped for a moment started again behind them, and this time it was even louder than before. Will your master be okay? She'll be alright. I can't imagine her losing, even if her opponent is Astaroth. The two looked back at the road they came from. There, the ruins where the trial-by duel had taken place moments earlier collapsed. Black smoke could be seen spreading deeper into the island. More than half of Astaroth's territory, which is already no better than a wasteland, was scorched by her flames, and the damage continued to spread. The fight between the Almighty Ones doesn't hurt each other, but devastates everything around them. So in the end, Astaroth came back to the island just because she was bored. To cause such devastating damage to an entire island just for fun, the influence of a high-rank demon is truly terrifying. Mane realized this once again. Let's knock it out. Let's knock out all these extra ones. They have the wrong like footsteps actually. It sounds like she's walking on like grass or something. Yeah, it sounds like she's walking on like grass or something. I don't think it's the outfit. I think the outfit is based off of the location. So it sounds like she's walking on like dirt or like a dirt road or something, but this is really asphalt Good smile has posted something. What is this about? Albedo. Oh, it's Albedo from Overlord. I need to figure out what it does. Saba Q. Yasha. No. So it's called Yasha's Judgment.
よこれでヤシャの裁き
Yaksha no Sabaki.
とど
Yaksha no Sabaki. The judgment of deities. Okay, alright. Sabaki. And then what was the world reverse?
天地返し癒しの波動この歯
Tenchi Taishi? Is that what it was? Tenchi Taishi. What? Oh no, that's correct. Tenchi Taishi. No? Okay, that's not. No, I don't think that's it.
やヤシャの裁き天地返し癒しの波動はよこれで天地返し
Is that Daishi? No, I don't think it's Daishi. Hmm.
このこれこの天地返しヤシャの裁き癒しの波動天地返し
Is that Kaishi maybe? I don't think so. Tenchi
天
Kaishi?
地返しこのや潰す
Okay, so I think it's Tenchi Kaishi. Okay, Tenchi Kaishi. Kaishi. Interesting. Alright, that's kind of interesting to see how these attack names translate.
ヤシャの裁き
Let's see, so let's turn the sound back up. Actually, let's turn it up a bit. So let's put BGM 6, that to 8, and that overall to 5.
癒しの波動これの天地返しそっちも大
Maybe
技
I'll
の
just put BGM up to
で
7.
きたよねヤシャの裁き
So I'll put You love this girl's design. White is a wonderfully designed character. This is not my favorite outfit for her though. It's I think I like her default outfit the most. strawberry blonde girl with white eyes. I think I like her default outfit the most. Oh yeah, she's got a giant hammer and she knows how to use it. My favorite outfit for her is her default one probably. I think I have all of White's outfits actually. She's just like most of the other gals in this game. Actually, she's cold because she's undead. Not sparing any special sex appeal. Well, I mean, yeah, it's obvious. So this is her default outfit, and this is the one I like the most of hers, out of all of them. Yeah, I think this is, like, out of all her outfits, I think this is the best one. Also, I love the random heart-shaped butt window right here. Like, it's a heart-shaped butt window, like, right where her ass is. But yeah, she's a revenant, so she is undead, and she's probably cold. And she's probably cold to touch. Somehow, despite the sex appeal, they have great personality and backstories. VA work is 10 out of 10. Japan has a very strong VA industry, so that's one reason. And also, yes, they do, like, actually in Taimanin, I think fleshed them out a lot more because in like RPGX and stuff, like Taimanin RPGX and like the visual novels and stuff like that, it's all about the sex in the visual novels and RPGX also. I mean, there's still the Bond events, but I think when you make a game that's primarily selling like sexual material, you don't really need to make your characters as deep, but because this game doesn't sell that, it does help like make the characters deeper. Like, it makes the characters deeper, especially when you have things like when you have outfits like this, which is like, I think an outfit like this just shows like the kind of personality they would have, because this is like the kind of thing they would wear like on a day off. Like, see, as it says right here, Taimanin's day off. So they do go into a lot of detail, and this is a very nice outfit. But I'm using this outfit because it came out literally yesterday, and I like White. She's one of my favorite characters, so I'm gonna get it. Thank you for tuning in, Scarlet Rebel. I appreciate it. これで天地返しヤシャのサバこれヤシの波動これ天地返しはこれでよよのヤシャのサバ天地返しよ癒しの波動よはやこのひはヤシャのサバ癒しの波動 Oh my goodness, these enemies. So many long range enemies, and I have like the slowest character in the game. Bonk.
あ行くわよ。これでヤシャのサメ行くわよ。癒しの波動。
Should be easy to record. I'm just worried about like getting hit too many times with white. It's like I might be killing everything in one hit, but can I get off a hit before they like hit me out of it?
癒しの波動。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。天地返し。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。これ。天地返し。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。天地返し。癒しの波動。天地返し。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。
I got hit one time.
レバナントの神髄見せてあげるわ。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。天地返し。
I'm gonna have to repay this if we get the character stronger.
これよ。ヤシャの裁き。癒しの波動。この天地返し。
I'll switch to awesome.
このヤシャの裁き。当然の勝利ね。
Let's see. So, which character? I need a character that can blow away enemies quickly. Let's do Shizuru, actually.
やれるだけやってみましょうか。花のしずるがお相手を。ヘイヘイスプラウトガーチ。インズミッ
Maybe Shizuru is not the best choice for this.
ウィップグリップスプラウトガーチ。行きます。ウィップグリップ。インズミッスプラウトガーチ。ウィップグリップ。行きます。ウィップグリップスプラウトガーチ。
Oh no, I hit one of them. Okay, I think I made it there. I did, nice. Okay, Shizuru was fine for that. It's okay. Alright, now I should be able to handle this with white from now on. So let's go back to white. Yellow Yaksha. 45 enemies. That's not bad. 癒しの波動。
のさばき癒しの波動天地返し当然の勝利ね。
Hell yeah. I think my weapon isn't fully maxed out, and I think I need to like make some heat like get maxed out in Come on. Yeah, I'm not even bothered with that. These wasps are really annoying. It's always the bees. The bees and the wasps in video games are always annoying to deal with. Ow. Warning. I got Yaksha's judgment. Immediately end the fight. Yasha's judgment is so strong. Alright, this should be so bad. Luckily, there's no need to worry about getting hit many times in these bonus stages. It just matters to them. Ow. Yeah. That wasn't close, so it only did like 4 million damage. These numbers are really absurd. Holy crap, these numbers. This is more than 1 million HP, what the heck? He's just a trash mob. Not even a mid-boss. I wonder how heavy that hammer actually is. Oh, the way she just throws it. I don't think the behemoth is any faster. No, it's not. Imagine the Asura spawns here, so I'm just gonna spawn camper with the Yaksha Judgment. Oh no, she doesn't. She's so Now she damage. I didn't see how much damage that was though. That's 4 million damage. He just killed that thing in one hit. I would hope 4 million damage with one shot most of the trash mobs. Wow, they're actually like taking less than 4 million from freaking Yaksha's Judgment, which is impressive. That's how much you should have. What was it? Let's see. It isn't good to pay attention to the football points, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to snap more anyways. Bonk them until they die. Booty? Booty part massage center? I just got knocked out. Still alive? Oh, it's still solid when it's dying. That's unfortunate. Ow. More enemies spawn here, I believe. First. Ow. She spawns a little further forward. I'll open with ult. 3.5 million. Snared, slow, attack up. Doesn't matter. Knocked her out. Yeah, I think it's better to save the ult for Astaroth herself. Increase enemy attack. Demon attack type enemies are stronger. Isn't every enemy in this stage a demon? I mean, at that point, you may as well just say all enemies are stronger. I saw way too many numbers. I'm like, I am not sure what's going to happen. They are not taking 100k damage. What the heck? 1.6k mil? What the heck? Damn, they really are stronger. That one's a 2 mil. $3.6 mil. I think that was a crit too. No, I'm still hitting for 4 mil with my He don't have this. Okay, now knock them both down. Behemoth spawns in. This weapon does not have skill. Doesn't have weapon skill, that's unfortunate. That's Down. Okay. First, let's get close. Alt. I was like, first let's get closer, and I immediately asked his judgment because I missed input. 10 out of 10. She's horrible. That was a pretty hard whiff. What the heck? 3.6 mil. Now that's a lot of damage. Alright, so I finished that. Finished that event. Well, I mean, I still gotta farm the tickets, but... Special shop. Ooh, I can buy these. Buy that. Ice box. Push Mirage. Plushie. Can I get a limited coin? No, I can't. I might be able to wait. The banner is until August 17th, so I got plenty of time. August 3rd. Unfortunate. I could get another Sword of Iron Mal if I really wanted to. I just need to use up a lot of my rotation coins. Skeletal Tartarus. Crystal Heart. And story, summer gotcha, summer beach event. Summer beach gift. got enough.
君さ号令をかけてくれ。
Summer beach gift.
準備はできている。
Sea glass.
どこに行くんだ？どこに行くんだ？
Summer beaches gift. Oh, 10 coral, 20, 30, 40, 50 coral. Okay.
少し休む。さ号令をかけてくれ。準備はできている。
Well, time to farm this. I'll
Gimme
go
ka.
first.
おはよう。
Oh no, I got knocked out by Yaksha. Yaksha's judgment. Hate when that happens. So annoying.
癒しの波動。ややしゃのさばき。癒しの波動。返し返し。おは。やしゃのさばき。最後。この癒しの波動。
Damn.
返し返し。やしゃのさばき。
Oh, again? Hate when that happens. So annoying. Get knocked out of your charge up attack. One down.
ヤシャのさばかなかのものやこれ天地返し癒しの波動
I don't think I'm making under it, unfortunately. They spread out, and I got knocked out by Yaksha.
癒しの波動や天地返し行こうよヤシャのさばきこいつは厄介なとどめよ天地返し
I think I can. But I don't even get the crit. I only get like the perfect crit. That's unfortunate.
当然の勝利ね
I mean, I got pretty close. 114. Let's try it. Let's try a harder difficulty, see if I get lucky. Oh, this time they're not strong against assist, which is what I have. As long as I can hit multiple of them with Yaksha's judgment. It's like the important thing. Yeah. So I got 30 seconds to take it. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's 2 points to take that bars. Hell yeah. So we got step up. Yep, we got all of them. Hell yeah. I wonder if I can do 100. Let's do it.
Sa, 行くわよ.
That should hit multiple. Okay, that's double barrel.
の波動ヤシャの裁き
Another double
天
hit.
地返し好きやこの
Also should be dead.
癒しの波動ヤシャの裁き
Cool. I got 30 seconds to last 80 seconds down.
スーパーヤ
I
シ
got
ャ
one
の
Yaksha
裁
dead.
き
Yep, dead.
天地返し
Oh my goodness.
これで
It took longer to kill the trash mobs.
当然の勝利ね
Oh, not bad. Less than a minute. Hell yeah. That's 1,400 per run. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so one more. Let's see if I can do this one. White is definitely a boss killer. She does so much damage, it's absurd. Oh nice, we got her ult off. Okay, shit, down. Okay, we got 15 seconds. Come on, do this. Hell yeah. Nice. Okay, so that should be all the VR coins I can get today. My dailies done. My daily coins. Alright, cool. Can
少し休むか。
I
出
upgrade?
発前
Oh,
に
wait.
みんなに顔を見せてやれ。君か。どこに行くんだ？
Grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that. Still 2 hours, what the heck? 44. Not big deal. Let's go for it.
少しどこに行くんだ？
異常なく任務を完了しました。
君、出発前にみんなに顔を見せてやれ。
Alright, so white. Wish me luck. I'm probably going to need more cutting fluids. Come on, I even succeed. I got 2 more chances. Oh, hey.
君、道具管理が大変なら手伝おう
What
か。
happens? So let's see, cutting fluids. Wait a second, I can do this. I have that many solar palettes? Okay, I gotta fix that. I'll wait till the next, That's capped. Wait, that's it. Okay. That's a lot of these. What the heck? Yeah, I just need cutting tools. That's the main thing. A lot of these are completely unnecessary for me because I have a maxed out version of them, or near maxed out. Damn. Oh, that auto select. Okay, that's useful. Nice. Okay, that clears out a lot.
少し休むか。無理はするなよ。どこに行くんだ？
I did not mean to do that.
少しどこに行くんだ？
異常なく任務を完了し、ただいま。
作戦完了。離脱する。
これで終わり？うん。
終わった終わった。どうだ？
少し休どこに行くんだ？道具管理が大変なら手伝おうか？
Okay, that's all the supporters that I do not need.
どこに行くんだ？
So let's go back to dispatch facility. Assign all.
それじゃあ帰るのだ。
君か、どこに行くんだ？さあ、号令をかけてくれ。準備はできている。
慣れ慣れしいわね。ただの一時的協力って言ったでしょ。
どこに行くんだ？
I didn't use this. Grab some
さ
AP.
あ、号令をかけてくれ。準備はできている。
慣れ慣れしいわね。ただの一時的協力って言ったでしょ。
君か、おはよう。 どこに行くんだ？
Alright, Yellow Yaksha time. Let's see, if push comes to shove, I suppose I could always keep you as my pet. Ooh. Illustration Jew. Demon, a high-ranking demon known as Wraith, with the ability to temporarily grant life to the deceased and control them. White is one of the Revenant Knights, powerful warriors who serve the Corpse Lord. She is also known as Yellow Yaksha. Like vampires, the race possess an undying physical form, and when they are against vampires while also being hostile to the death race. A high-risk classified demon posing as an existential threat to humanity. She is suspected to have caused the blank incident within the UFS territory on blank blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. August? How many months have 6 leathers in them? Is it just August? I wish that were me. a quiet and small rural village within UFS territory. The children gathered at the outdoor schoolhouse located in a vacant lot on one side of the village are writing down the words or sentences read by a woman, one character at a time, into their notebooks. Passing villagers react in various ways. Some watch with fond smiles, murmuring, "Hard work at it again today, I see. Hard at work again today, I see." While others show open displeasure, muttering, "What a waste of time."
余計なことじゃないもん。
One of the students at the outdoor schoolhouse, Edna, muttered bluntly and looked at the teacher, Miss Cassia, who was standing on the podium. She continued the dictation test with a bitter smile. Perhaps the others' harsh words reached Cassia too. Cassia is the only teacher in this village who moved here a few months ago.
はい、ここまで。みんなうまく書けたかな？
Why is she using the name Cassia? After reading the last example and looking around at the children, Cassia clapped her hands and announced that the time limit was up.
ほら、ジム。時間終了してからの書き込みは反則って言ったでしょ？さあ、みんなノートを提出して。
The students who were still holding their pens even after the time limit had passed only put them down at Kassia's remark. Honestly, they're all still children. Thinking so, Erina, who had finished writing first, submitted her notebook with
どれ
confidence.
どれ。なるほどね。
Kassia nodded absentmindedly as she flipped through the submitted notebooks. Erina had always loved that little habit of hers. Kassia proceeded with the grading without hesitation. The grading finished quickly.
では、結果発表の時間です。
The students shouted noisily and Erina looked at Kassia with eyes full of anticipation. The classroom is lively, with students smiling at each other or teasing each other about the results of the dictation test. Erina liked being part of this scene. This village originally didn't have anything like a school. It's a terribly rural village where the nearest elementary school is several hours by car. So the children of this village have been learning either through homeschooling or by asking their parents and nearby adults directly. It was a few months ago that Kassia appeared in such a rural village. Kassia was a pure outsider with no family or relatives living in the village, which naturally made locals suspicious. It was only fair, after all, a woman beautiful enough to make everyone turn their heads on the street had just moved in all by herself to a remote countryside where she knew absolutely no one. Kassia, who was popular among young men, and, conversely, an object of jealousy among women, has now completely become a member of this village. That's to be expected. She was kind to everyone, regardless of age or gender. She's probably older than everyone, given that she's a white revenant. And one day, after she became a member of the village, Kassia brought up a proposal in a village meeting. It was about setting up a learning center for the village children, even if it was just a makeshift one. Many people opposed it at first, and even now some still call it a waste of time like before. Still, it was plain for anyone to see that the children themselves truly loved their learning center, this makeshift outdoor schoolhouse. Before they knew it, the class was over, and it was time for everyone to go home.
今日もお疲れ様。みんな寄り道しないでちゃんとお家に帰るのよ。日が暮れた後、森に入ったら怖いお化けが出るのよ。そのお化けはね、たまに人里まで降りてきて、夜遅くまで遊んでる子供を見つけたら。
Kassia takes the action of raising both hands and scaring them.
まったく、あんな作り話に騙されちゃって、みんな子供なんだから。
Oh, she's telling the truth about a monster, because there's a monster on screen right now.
まあ、私はキャシーの隣の家に住んでるし、一緒に帰るから怖く。いや、そうじゃなくて。
Let that be corrected. She was a little scared. Erina watched everyone leave while holding Kassia's hand.
エリナはまた残ってたのね。先に帰ってもよかったのに。
別に。キャシー一人だと帰るとき怖いだろうから、残ってやっただけよ。
Ah, that's cute. She thinks Wyatt will be scared.
あら、そうだったのありがとう、エリナ。
Kassia smiled gently and stroked Erina's hair. Erina loved how Kassia stroked her.
あ、そうだ、キャシー。 今日はお母さんがね、夕食には絶対キャシーも連れてきてって言ってたの。
あら、お母さんが？
いつものお礼がしたいって。
お礼ってそんな大したことはしてないのに。
Is she?
来てくれるよね。
Kasia smiled slightly and nodded at Erina, who was asking with a smiling face. Now a guest for dinner at Erina's house, Kasia brought up the topic of Erina's grades and class attitude to her parents.
エリナは客観的に見てもとても優秀な生徒だと私は思います。同じ年頃の他の生徒と比べて授業への集中度も高く、真面目に聞いていて、わからないことがあったら彼女の方から質問したり、自力で調べようとしたり、知識欲も豊富で。
Frankly, Erina was just listening to the conversation thinking, I'm being praised, am I doing well?
それでなんですが、エリナを普通の学校に通わせてはいかがでしょうか。
At the completely unexpected remark, Erina's hand stopped halfway through her meal.
他の生徒と比べて学ぶのが早いし、授業態度も真面目。宿題を忘れたことも遅刻したこともありません。
Kasia smiled playfully, saying it might be because she lives next door to her.
数学にはちょっと弱いけど、国語や歴史には明るく、今から通っても問題ないでしょう。
そこまでうちの娘を買ってくださるのは嬉しい限り。ですが、さすがに距離の問題がありますからね。
それに
She's kinda cute, despite being a literal faceless NPC. Erina's parents looked around the house slowly. Kasia followed their gaze and understood what they wanted to say. The financial situation at home was strained, an unspoken hardship far too heavy to discuss in front of their daughter. All parents want the best for their daughter, however, reality is not that simple. Kasia noticed that the atmosphere had become a little heavy.
まあ、一番大事なことは、エリナ本人に学校に通いたいという意向があるかでしょうね。
私？
Erina, who hadn't expected to be called upon suddenly, turned her head in confusion.
それもそうですね。エリナはどうしたい？
Yeah.
やはり普通の学校に行きたい？
At that question, Erina hesitated. She never really thought about whether she wanted to go to school or not. What she liked was...
私、学校とか勉強するのが楽しいとかそんなんじゃなくて、
My hair is in my eyes.
私、キャシーの授業が好きなの。キャシーは優しいし、説明もわかりやすくて、それに街のみんなと遊ぶのも好き。でも学校にいたらどっちもできなくなるから。
Seeing Erina hesitate, wondering what to say, her parents and Kasia looked at each other and smiled as if they had given up.
では決まりましたね。
決まりだな。
Kasia blushed slightly and nodded. After chatting for a while longer, Kasia left Erina's house. She had lessons tomorrow and needed to prepare. Erina begged her to stay a little longer, but upon hearing that they could meet again tomorrow, she reluctantly let Kasia go.
じゃあキャシー、また明日。
エ エリナ。また明日。
Katya smiled at Erina, who was waving, and was about to head back to her own house. But just then, she spotted a suspicious figure on the other side of the road. The figure was wearing a black robe with the hood pulled deep to hide their face.
今のは
It was a figure that she had never seen in the village before. The figure headed toward the back alley with strange, somewhat inhuman movements. Katya followed the figure with a tense expression.
どこに行くつもりかしら。
Is this before she became... Oh, no, this can't be. Was she... However, following a figure in a black robe in the darkness of night is not an easy task. As she turned the corner into an alley, she lost sight of it.
消えた？いや、そんなはず。
Katya hurriedly checked her surroundings. Just then, it appeared from behind her back and called out to her quietly by her name.
あなたは。
The next morning, Irina woke from her sleep, tossing and turning in her blankets. She rubbed her eyes and checked the clock. Then she was startled.
午後
Greatly flustered, Edna jumped up and leaped out of bed. This was bad. She overslept. She was late.
いや遅刻どころかこのままだと欠席そんなつい昨日宿題を忘れたことも遅刻したこともないって褒められたばかりなのにお母さんなんで起こしてくれなかったの
Edna jumped out of her room and headed to the living room, but there was no one in the house. For a moment, Edna was flustered, but soon she calmly convinced herself.
そっか1時だからお父さんもお母さんも仕事してる時間よね
I have a bad feeling about this. But it was strange.
でもなんで起こしてくれなかったのよ今まで一度も遅刻したことなかったのに
In the empty house, only Irina's voice echoed.
今日のお昼にはトムと遊ぶ約束だってあったし
Her voice echoed emptily.
宿題も全部済ませて発表会もあったのに
Desperately, she brushed aside the unease. One felt not in her mind, but suddenly deep beneath her skin. Irina kept muttering in a half shout.
今日もキャシーと一緒に教室に行くつもりだったのに
I've got a bad feeling about this. The very act of trying to brush aside her anxiety and fear only ended up fueling them. A sharp chill ran down her spine, leaving her shivering. Irina dashed out of the house like she was fleeing in fear. She was still in her pajamas as she didn't even think to get changed.
怖い
Of what? She didn't know. Yet, even in her ignorance, she was seized by a nameless fear, one so vague she couldn't even grasp its true shape. It was not a learned fear, but something far more fundamental, a visceral, instinctual dread, pure terror. An eerie landscape stretched out before Irina as she fled the house, dark and deeply unsettling. The village was so swallowed by gloom that she couldn't see even a few meters ahead. A desolate place entirely wrapped in yellow caution tape. There had been no mention of such weather in the forecast she checked before going to bed the previous night.
誰かいませんか
As she walked around the village, she called out again and again.
誰かいませんか
But no matter how much she shouted,
誰か
the only thing that returned was silence.
返事して
A ghost town, completely devoid of life. The thick yellow fog that filled the air felt like terror incarnate. Irina ran through the village filled with terror. Katya might know something. She's from elsewhere, after all, and she's an adult who knows all sorts of things. With that thought, Irina headed for the outdoor classroom. But perhaps it was due to the yellow fog, which completely warped her sense of distance and familiarity. Within the very town where she had lived her entire life, she was hopelessly lost.
どうしようどうしようどうしよう こ一体どこなの？私どこまで来たの？家の方角もわかんない。お願い、誰か助けて。
And then, with those words, the tears she had been holding back until now spilled over as she crouched.
助けて、私。
It was then. She could hear... They hear the sound of someone's footsteps. This is the wrong hear. It was coming her way. As Aaron stared fearfully toward the source of the noise, a familiar voice suddenly reached her ears.
エリナ？
Running in the direction of the voice, Erina clung to the shadow, to Kasia. It was definitely Kasia. She really came. Erina cried and clung to Kasia.
怖かったの。本当に怖かったの。起きたら父さんも母さんもいなかったの。街に出たら街の人々も誰もいなくて。
そう、怖かったんだね。
That lady thicker than the fog and... Hey, how's it going, Lord Zero? Kasia stroked Erina's hair affectionately, just like always.
キャシーのところに行こうとしたのに、霧のせいで道に迷っちゃって。
怖かったのね。もう大丈夫よ。
みんないなくなっちゃったの。
大丈夫よ、エリナ。誰もいなくなってないわ。
With an affectionate voice that Erina likes, Kasia said so. And with an affectionate voice that was no different from always, Kasia continued.
みんなどこにも行ってないわ。みんなここにいるよ、エリナ。
She whispered. It induced even more terror. Terror gripped her, only did than Erina finally realized. The sensation against the palms of her hands. The sensation against the palm of her hands wrapping around Kasia's waist was not that of clothing or fabric. It felt soft, felt like soft bear skin. Erina lifted her gaze to look at Kasia, and only then did the truth hit her. The outfit Kasia wore was not her usual everyday clothes. It was something she had never seen before, revealing, sensual, and dripping with a sinister aura.
何言ってるの？
みんなここにいるよ、エリナ。
Kasia repeated. Erina didn't understand.
どういうことよ、キャシー。わかるように説明。
Behind Erina, who was weeping and clinging desperately, a presence made itself known. She could hear the sound of something approaching. She didn't want to look back. She felt as though she shouldn't. Her intuition, her instinct warned her not to look back. When she turned around, there stood faces she knew, yet was seen for the very first time. Before her was a grotesque corpse with a fractured skull and putrid discolored flesh, yet it possessed the unmistakably familiar face of her father. She couldn't understand. The creature beside him, reaching out its hand toward her, was no different. A grotesque, unfamiliar thing that bore the face of her mother. Her mind ran hot with feverish shock. Forgetting even to breathe, Erina could only stare blankly at the grotesque transformation of her parents. Get away, run, at least you, don't come, it hurts, help me, help me. As her parents drew near, slowly, painfully slowly, wailing in crushed, distorted voices, Erina was left speechless by the horror, witnessing her like this, Kasia finally. She burst into laughter.
そう、その顔が見たかったの。希望が絶望に変わるこの瞬間が。
Damn. In the face of the young girl's tragedy, unable to comprehend, unable to accept, forgetting how to scream, and barely even able to breathe, she wore an ecstatic smile.
全く理解できないわ。あなたたちはなぜそうのんきで生きられる？
This isn't an origin story, this is just White being evil.
今の平穏がいつまでも続くだろうと、日常は崩壊しないものだと。一体何を根拠でそんな不確かでバカバカしいくらい甘い妄想を信じていられる？
Finally revealing her true nature, Kasia. No, yellow Yaksha, White, sneers. The kid will become an edgelord. No, she's not going to become an edgelord because she's not getting out of this alive. Staring at her parents, who had been reduced to white zombie puppets, her mind dissolved into a chaotic mess of confusion and terror. Elena was unable to even properly organize a single word.
どうしてだってキャシーは優しくて
She was kind, loved by everyone, was a member of the village, and a friend that Elena really liked, and
そうね。なんでと言われると。
it was the same gentle voice as always, yet it was precisely why it felt so deeply unnatural, so utterly sickening.
世の中はそう甘くないわ、エリナ。その真実を教えるのも先生の役割だと思わない？これがキャシー先生の最後の授業よ。
She completely saw red. Before she could even process her own actions, Elena found herself throwing her body toward Cassia, or rather, White. White sneered at Elena and tripped her.
あなたが私を殺せるとでも思ってるの？思った以上に頭が悪かったよね、エリナ。
Still just a kid, White sneered.
本当に大変だったんだよ。虫けらどもの中に紛れ、虫けらのレベルに合わせて暮らすのは。その苦しみ、屈辱。どれだけ忌々しい瞬間だったのかわかる？エリナ。
White murmurs nonchalantly, her voice carrying the breezy lightness of someone casually complaining, "Boy, what a tiring day."
でも、昨日ようやく伝令が来てくれたのよ。この忌々しい生活ともお別れできるって。
何のこと？
でも、キャシーとして素直におさらばするのは味気ないでしょ？つまらないでしょ？だから、これはあなたへのお気味やね。
When White snapped her fingers, the zombies hiding in the fog rose up and swarmed around her and Elena.
この子たちには特別な命令を仕込んでおいたの。日没まではあなたに手を出さないようにね。
No need to thank me, sneered White. Elena gritted her teeth.
日没までは何をしてもあなたに手を出さない。しかしその後はあなたを食い殺そうがちぎり殺そうが好きにしてもいいってことにしたから。
なんでそんなことを？
それはもちろん見たいからに決まっているわ。
White said to Elena, who was glaring at her with eyes full of despair and resentment.
選びなさい。このままここのみんなと一つになるか、それともどこかに逃げ出して全てを忘れて生きるか。それでもなければ私への復讐心で動く鬼になる。私のお気に入りは3番だけどおすすめはしないわ。
Because you're weak, says White, as she chuckles, and Elena glares at her. The choices of humans driven to utter despair are usually limited to 3. Yet, on rare occasions, they make entirely unexpected and highly entertaining choices.
あなたはどんな選択を下すか楽しみだわ。
Although I'll probably forget this conversation by next week, White added, her smile sickeningly sweet.
じゃあね、エリナ。いずれまた会いましょう。
Leaving Elena all alone in the village full of zombies, White left the place. Just as she always did to Elena, she waved her hand lightly. Damn. That was pretty heavy. Alright. I was expecting something bad, but I wasn't expecting something that bad. Holy crap. I think I gotta end it
どこ
here.
に行くんだ？
Yeah, I think I gotta end it here. That was
少し休むか。
something.
無理はするなよ。
Alright, let's see who I can raid. It's gonna be antivirus girl tomorrow, so busting some more viruses. Oh, Taco-tan is playing right now. Duffy is streaming too. I rated Duffy yesterday though. See you later, Lord Zero. And Rinny Poo's stream is... Rinny Poo almost done with her stream. I don't want to raid her if she's ending. No, she's in the middle of a boss fight. Alright, you're going to Rinny Poo. She's playing Super Mario RPG. Good night, everyone. Again, Antivirus Go tomorrow.